salute you, congratulate you for this successful resolution. This resolution could be successful only because of the solid support of the promotion. Today, Congress, I don't think any other industry, people have to go across so many strikes to get a resolution. We started when the Chapter Demand Committee was constituted, when idea was asked to send letters asking the Western managements to give a mandate, and we submitted the Chapter Demand on 30th October 2012. We have gone on initially 1 day strike, then 2 days strike, again a relay strike. This is the first time we have conducted a relay strike for 5 days continuously in different parts of the country. First day in our history we had to go and handle like marks. We conducted rallies. We did blackbird wearing. We had to send memorandums to the members of Parliament. We were meeting respective chairman and committee, our representation, met the finance minister, the previous finance minister, the present finance minister. But finally we could succeed because of the decision that just when the Parliament session was to start, that time we will be on strike. The final decision was to be there will be continuous strike, and if that does not succeed, then there will be going on an indefinite strike from 16th of March. 28th, the Parliament session, the budget session had to start. So ultimately the government had to come around. And that is why I say that the success is because of you, my dear comrades. Because of your unity and solidarity. In all the programs and agitations, including strikes, there has been 100% participation. Kudos to you, comrades. Because of this, today we could successfully say that we have concluded the wage revision. Yes, it has taken 30 months. And previous occasions also it has taken many months, years. But the intricacies, what all transpired, what all struggles we had to undergo within the negotiating committee will be explained by the comrades Manimaran and comrade Anandakumar. Comrade Anandakumar had been there from the preparation of the Charter of Demands. I can gladly and proudly tell you that the Charter of Demand was finalized at Chennai. And the final decision also, the final inputs were also given at the last minute even from Chennai by Comrade Anandakumar and me. And today we have got a good wage revision. 100% everybody will not be satisfied. And in no negotiation 100% will be given to the trade union, and management will yield to everything. But within the circumstances, ours is one of the best settlements. Today the RBI Officers Association General Secretary was talking to me. He was saying that you have achieved so much, now I can go and demand 20% for me. LIC Officers Association General Secretary Rajkumar spoke to me a few days back. He said that we have already started asking for 20% because you have got 20%. So people all bank on us. We are not only bankers to the Indian, we are also bankers to the other trade unions. They wait for our settlement and then go and demand little more than what we have got. So we are the pioneers in this. Now at this moment, I would like to just highlight few other things, comrades. Already some comrades are questioning, asking, should we continue in the UFBU? Would we not have got little more if we would have been alone and we would have fought? Have we compromised because of UFBU? But my personal opinion is, comrades, the success is because of your view. Now we are united as 10 lakh officers and employees together. So management is worried. Government is worried. But once we are divided, that is what the management expects and government expects. Once you are divided, they can finish you off. And there are many dangers which are waiting to come, for which larger struggles are needed at this moment. Wage revision has been successful. Yes, maybe we will have to go for another strike for updation of pension and revision of family pension. For that we have to stand together. And you all are educated, you are reading the newspapers regularly, you are seeing WhatsApp, you are seeing Facebook, you are seeing the criticisms in the Facebook also, and there is one website, All Banking Solutions, which only gives negative inputs. And they had been putting up charts much before we could prepare a chart projecting this is the scale, if it is 15% this much, 17% this much, without understanding how a fitment is made. And now they have been proved wrong. What they had projected and what we have got is totally different. But comrades, today the government is waiting for an onslaught on the banking sector. During the end of 2014, there was a program called Gyan Sangam in Pune. Every one of you are aware. In that Gyan Sangam, our own chairmen of public sector, they have made a proposal to the government that the public sector banks should be privatized so that they become more professional in their board. I don't know how it can become more professional by privatizing. Ramesh Jelly was there, one person called Ramesh Jelly was the chairman of Global Trust Bank. What happened to Global Trust Bank now? He was at one point of time, every business magazine was putting up his photograph saying that he is the banker of the year. But ultimately the bank had collapsed. Private sector, even ICICI, when it was under the same Mr. Kamath, who is going to be the president of BRICS Bank, during his tenure, ICICI went into a crisis. State Bank of India had to go and save them. So private sector coming into public sector is not going to save the public sector in any way. Today, if Jan Dhan has been successful, if these insurance schemes have been successful, is it because of the private sector? Have they gone to any interior? Have they gone to any poor and mobilized insurance schemes? It is the public sector officers and employees who are doing that. But in the Gyan Sangam, they have proposed that the public sector bank should be privatized, the shareholding should be brought down to 40%. If the shareholding of State Bank of India, which is now 58.6% with the government, if it is brought down to 49%, forget about 40%, even if it is brought down to 49%, overnight this bank, even the biggest bank in this country, State Bank of India, will be taken over either by Reliance Ambanis or the Adanis or the Tatas. Today the Adanis and Ambanis are the most powerful people in this country. They can do anything. They are always with the Prime Minister whenever he goes abroad. I will not go into that politics. 1 year is over, there are a lot of reviews which you are seeing in the newspapers, lot of advertisement also. But in the Gyan Sangam, another proposal which has been made is that the HR policies of the bank have to be changed. And we should move towards a bank level settlement and not industry level settlement. They want to divide us. Once you are divided, within the bank it is very difficult to fight and get a better settlement. And ultimately it is the finance ministry who gives the guideline. And they want to introduce, in the name of incentives, variable pay into the banking sector. Already attempts are being made in many of the banks. And they also want to change the priority sector lending norms. Once that is changed, common man will not even get small credit. So comrades, these kind of changes are being proposed by the government, and our own some of the public sector bank chairmen are colluding with them to privatize the public sector. Trade union laws are getting amended. So it is time that we become closer, we became more united. Probably it is time that we have to join with the other public sector trade unions. We already had a convention with the public sector officers organizations. Entire financial sector has to come together. Entire public sector has to come together, and the public sector trade unions should also join with the central trade unions and launch a larger battle to retain the rights which we have and to move towards the next wage revision. What we have not been able to get today, we will be able to achieve tomorrow. Nobody expected that 5-day week when it was proposed, people were laughing. Will it be possible? But today, comrades, because of your solid support for that cause, 2 holidays have been possible. This is one of the biggest achievements of this wage revision. And once we stand united and fight, much more will be possible. With this, once again, I welcome each and every one of you, including the leaders on the dais and each one of you, comrades, for this meeting. After your hectic work the entire day, you could make it. The hall is almost full and people are standing. That shows the loyalty, the unity, the solidarity you have towards this organization. I welcome you and thank you for this attendance, and I now request Comrade Manimaran to address you.
Friends, actually I wanted the presidential address to be over. We have to honor the negotiating committee members who are with us. I request Comrade Loganathan to come and honor Comrade Franco. Rendo, shawl puttu. Comrade Balaji, Vice President of SBOACC, will honor Comrade Manimaran. Shawl puttu neengle kudu. Kopish. Comrade Gopish, General Secretary of Lakshmi Vilas Bank Officer Association, will honor Comrade K. Ananda Kumar, who is the chairman of, ex officio chairman of the negotiating committee. Sir, break is over as per directions of the President.
Respected leaders on the dais, and Sir Rana Franco told that who has been involving himself right from the beginning in designing the charter demands. Of course, whenever doubt arises, the person who got into that to clear the doubts of not only the IBOC, entire UOBU, at times IBA too, Mr. Anand Kumar. And I wanted to use a word, architect of this wage revision, but inside I got a fear also, how people will be responding and reacting to that. So I was reserving that word. Anyway, he was the person did all those things today. Today, majority of the officers community in this banking sector, we are reasonably got a satisfaction. It is only because of Anand Kumar's rule. As Mr. Franco told that, all the good things have happened from Chennai, but unfortunately bad things also happened from Chennai only. Any issue or any episode, always there will be a hero, but a villain too. But Chennai has got the distinction of having both the hero and the villain. Hero is Anand Kumar, villain you all know that. That's what happened in the wage revision funds. As he was telling that, yes, mixed reactions. Right from the signing ceremony till today, I have been observing the reaction from the various people, of course. Lot of reactions, mixed reaction I should say that, from the facial reading. Even the people who were sitting inside the signing room also, there were mixture of reactions. Of course, all were leaders. Some leaders were having a sigh of relief. Some leaders were expressing, okay, yaar, theek hai. Some leaders were expressing a shock that when I am reaching home, what kind of message I am going to get in WhatsApp or your social sites. This was the reaction. And when we came out yesterday, I had an opportunity to address our Bangalore guys. There also members were having different reactions. As he was telling that we cannot satisfy all mixed reaction. But one thing I can tell you very solidly, but for the IBOC, we would not have got 15%. It would have been signed at only 11%, because I was witnessing when one leader has told here, when all the other leaders of the negotiating team were wondering, this is what my members' expectation, this is what my members' aspiration, how I will try to fulfill the members' needs. This was the presentation of almost all the leaders. But only one leader has told invariably in every meeting, I have got a mandate for anything. Even for 9% I am ready to sign. It is not only that leader told, even the IBA told that, look man, he is a very good person, yaar. He was ready to sign for anything. It is only because of the IBOC this has been extended to this level. Do something. Our chairman, Mr. Dubey, he was part of the negotiating team of the management. And one day he called, actually in one of the negotiating meeting, he fired our people. Then Anand Kumarji told that you control your chairman, yaar. Then I arranged a meeting with our chairman. Because we are all straightforward people. We never try to go through the back door. We never. But at that time, just to know the feeling of the IBA, through our chairman, because always he is an accessible person, one of the good man. Had he been there and continued, we would have got a better deal also. But anyway, so I made a meeting for Anand Kumarji and Arvinder and myself. We three went to Bangalore to our head office to meet our chairman. When we were entering, he was telling, oh yes, Sardarji, he is the culprit man. He was telling that. We were shocked. Sir, what is the word you are using, sir? No, I didn't mean it that way. This is what IBA is feeling. Only because of the IBOC, every time the IBA has to increase the percentage, otherwise you would have been settled long back, this much time would not have taken. This was told by him, none other than the part of the negotiating team. So friends, take it from us. Only because of the IBOC, today we got 15% increase. Everybody is enjoying that. Only because of the IBOC, we got the 2 days holidays. Otherwise, in the same Chennai city, the other leader, when he was addressing, This 2 days holidays is not my cup of tea. Regulatory working hours is not my cup of tea. Why should I fight? I got a different role to play. Immediately our all boys, they plunged into action. So many messages were sent to that leader. How can you say like that? He has to withdraw and he has to issue a circular also. No, still I am supporting 5 days week. He has to sell that. So this 5-day week also nobody can own or take the credit. It is only because of the IBOC we got this benefit also. So even if you are having a mixed feelings or reaction where I got a good at the end of the day, good result or not, the whatever we got, it is only because of the IBOC. Otherwise it would have been a worst thing. Even this medical insurance scheme. Medical insurance scheme we have been thoroughly discussing every time. Whether it is good for us, whether it is going to bring a better benefits than the existing benefit. And even I was criticizing also many times. Sir, it is going to a kind of disaster to the officers. But now I am reading that in the end of this medical scheme, a good word has been written, which was, while reimbursement to the officers and employees shall be made by the banks as hitherto, the scheme shall be administered by the banks through a scheme which worked on between IB and banks and insurance companies, and officer employees would be in no way be directly bound by the terms and conditions of such schemes or arrangements, because existing scheme will be continuing. No way that the arrangements what IB is having with the insurance company will come in the way of existing benefits what we are getting. This statement also only because of the IBOC. Otherwise I was part of the discussion when we were all wondering that how to increase the monetary benefits for the officers. Friend, I have a strong feeling. For getting the non-monetary benefit, why should we wait for 5 years? For getting the monetary benefits, no doubt. Once in 5 years only it has to be. For getting non-monetary benefits, whenever we feel that it should come, we should be ready for fighting. But that leader was telling that when we were all wondering how much increase should be there, how much to be given, whether 20% or 25% or 15%, all these things. He made a statement, all the percentage leave man, we will discuss about the medical insurance scheme. This was the discussion. Friends, fortunately, the IBOC stood strong. IBOC stood strong. I am appreciating our Prof. Franco's statement, his personal statement that we should continue in EOBU. Yes, but the EOBU partners also should feel that they should be in EOBU, all partners are same. Why always we should feel that? In the days to come, this industry is going to be the officer-dominated industry. It is no longer is the clerical-dominated industry. So unfortunately, today we were getting lesser salary because not only the management, we also feel that we are slaves. I come as a clerk. Clerks were treated as slaves. The slavery mindset even today is there in the minds of the people. It should go. Because as per the system, 88% of the officers, they were promoted from the clerks only. For the 10 years, 15 years, they were treated like that only. Clerks were taken with a matriculate qualification. Today this IB is looking at you with a matriculate qualified officer. It is no longer. Today we are getting officers with the B.Tech, M.Tech, MBA, MS. It is a management must use them and use their knowledge. So friends, the change in the circumstance of core banking solution, where is the question of treating them as a matriculate clerk and giving the right to the clerical organization to fix the salary for us? No longer it should be. And okay, whatever has come, it's all right. But today we must take a decision. Whether you are continuing in UB or not, next major revision, it should be at the direction of the officers organization only. Employees organization cannot have any say in that. In case that being in EOBU, we have to succumb to the pressure of the employees union, friends, let us come out also. It should be our idea, because being in the organization should not come in the way of bringing the benefits for the officers. It cannot be permitted. Friends, today you all know that. Every bank is having a vision. 85% of my transactions are going to be personalized, non-personalized transaction. Everybody is going through the digitalization. SBOA has had a deal with the Snapdeal. We don't know what kind of business they are going to do that. When that being the case, footfalls are going to be reduced in the bank. That is going to be the vision of the bank. why are clerks? Why you want clerks in the branch? Whatever job clerks were doing, today machine is doing that. We need a cashier. Yes, we will recruit a clerk. Today, that cash remittance, some machine has come. Cash accepting machine has come. Dispensation machine has come. 85% of the transactions are going to be digitalized transaction, non-personalized transaction. Nobody is expected to come into the branch. Oh, you want a clerk? Now only we want supervisors. That is so the recruitment pattern also there. Friends, at today's circumstances after CBS implementation, the banks can run without the clerks, but without the officer, banking sector cannot run even for a day. When that being our strength, that being our position, why the hell we should look at them? What kind of salary they are giving? My salary should be related to them. No. Our salary should be always independently fixed, because my nature of job is different, their nature of job is different. I must get the salary, other benefits, totally related to the risk and responsibility what an officer is facing, not related to the clerical salary in the name of relativity, what was going on even today. Till today again, if you are going that, no sir, clerical organization, clerks are getting this much. Where is the question that? The relativity concept to go at least in the 2017. It should go, because industry is going to be dominated by officers. Not only wages. I am not going to discuss about the intricacies or nitty-gritty of all the settlement, because our architect is here now. But the industry is facing a very tough time today. Whether we are going to be there as an industry, what we have seen so far, it is a big doubt. Friends, normally we used to say that when 1990 liberalization policy comes, we used to imagine after 10 years banking sector will be like this. Nationalized banking sector will be like this. All imagination we used to do that. But no imagination. Today in another 3 months or maximum up to December, payment banks are going to be in the system. When the other privatized banks were introduced, they have introduced some of the banks to do the banking business. And those fellows who are intelligent people, ICICI Bank, IDBI Bank, Axis Bank, whatever it is, they were doing all kinds of banking activities. They never tried to come out of the potential centers. This is the reason that they were maintaining 30% of the market share. It is not that because of efficiency we were maintaining 70% of the market share. They were not ready to come, because they were doing all kinds of business activities of the bank. But today, just see what is the policy of the bank government. The government is going to give it to some banker a particular portfolio for doing, to be done by them. If they are going to introduce the payment banks with 100 crores capital, government says that we don't have any restriction on the number. Any number of people you open the bank. And those banks are going to take care of all the rural banks activities, what we are now doing through our FI branches, through MPCs. They are going to do that. We nationalized banks, we are having a problem of even connectivity even today. But the payment banks are going to work under 3G, 4G connectivity, only cash transactions. When we are telling regulated working hours, these people are going to work for 24 hours. Because only cash transaction, no? And 1 lakh rupees, up to 1 lakh, they can take deposits. Whatever little CASA nationalized banks are getting through rural sector, it is not going to be with us if you are not properly putting our competition with the payment banks. Small banks with only 500 crores. Whatever your rural branches or semi-rural branches were doing that, their job is going to be taken by the small banks. Not long ago, in another 3 months. So what we are going to do with our so many number of rural branches? Prime Minister has told that you open Jan Dhan Yojana accounts. When he told only 7.5 crore accounts, as usual the nationalized banking sector or banking Indian banking officers, we did 11.5 crores accounts. Don't clap. We did all 11.5 crores accounts. But Guinness record Modi ke mil gaya. Guinness, immediately somebody went that they got a certificate from the Guinness. This has gone to only Prime Minister. He has never passed on any kind of benefit to us. Nothing. Whether he said that this much they have done that, whether he passed on any benefit to us, no. So now, nationalized banking sector, including our, okay, our private banks also, we have opened 11.5 crores account, mainly through the rural branches. When payment banks or small banks are going to be in existence in rural and semi-urban, what you are going to do with these 11.5 crores accounts? What is the job? Government says, wherever transactions or satisfactory transactions are there you give insurance and all. All are zero balance accounts. Where is the question of satisfactory transaction in these accounts? And when these banks are going to be in the force, we don't have any job to do. This is going to come, friends, in another 3 months. How we are going to face it, we don't know about it. The government policy, you see that. They already started reducing the government's holding to 52%. It is started. Even recently, our bank has sold the 4 crore shares to the LIC. Their idea is, the shareholding, when they are reducing it to 52, they are not going to come to the public. They are going to sell these shares to the public sector units. They are going to. Perhaps Canara Bank may be buying the Indian Overseas Bank shares, Indian Overseas Bank may be buying the Indian Bank shares. What is the use, man? I don't understand that. But anyway, it is started. Now with a huge percentage of shares in the bank, LIC may be nominating a person in the board of Canara Bank. My director will be there. We may have to negotiate for any benefits with the LIC management. You don't know, that person will be sitting in the bank. It is going to happen. How we are going to oppose it? That we will have to decide immediately. The government policy of infusing capital, you see that. So far, we all know that the only weakling will get the assistance from the parents. This is what the agreed principle on in any place. All the banks which were having a problem of capital, in executing the government's programs, the government was infusing the capital to such banks. So none of the nationalized banks, they expected that one day I will not be in existence. No bank has got any problems. When we joined in the bank, when somebody asked our senior juniors, sir, whether bank will be there? We were solidly telling that yes, Canara Bank will be there, EOB will be there, Indian Bank will be there. Friends, you tell me, all of you, touch your heart. Some of your juniors are coming and asking you, sir, in another 5 years your bank will be there, sir. Can you say no? Where government policy is like that. Now they have decided to infuse the capital wherever the return on equity and return on assets more than the average in the industry. It means what? Only performing banks will get the capital. Then what will happen to the weak banks who are lesser than the ROE and ROA? What they will do that? What United Bank will do? What UCO Bank will do? What Allahabad Bank will do? What Punjab and Sindh Bank will do? Whether government is going to allow them to have a natural death? Who will be able to take over those banks? With which bank they are going to be merged? Friends, I very clearly told in this, what is that Pune meeting? Yan Sangam. They told that. All the nationalized bank chairperson told that. They told that we will have to be privatized. But no CMD has told that I am in the position of take over other bank. Because already his bank is sinking. He is unable to build up his capital. Where is the question of annexing other bank? So even the other banks, because of non-finition of the capital, the nationalized banks are sinking. No nationalized bank is not in the position to take over or annex those banks. What is going to happen? These are all the biggest question in front of us, by the way. Immediately. What is immediate? 2017 we almost unite together to fight against this, fight for the big increase. But till then, whether we are going to be there in the system and we have to fight against the government ill understood policies, otherwise it is going to be a very tough job. Friends, I am fully respecting the views of our Francoji. Yes, but it could be there only for the getting benefits at the wage revision. But if you want to survive as the industry in the bank, when the bank is going to be the officers-oriented bank, it is only IBOG has to fight. Nobody will be supporting you. So at least for that sake, let us be united. We are all, another biggest problem is, because of the 2000 decision of SVRS, a biggest age by age difference is there. We have got more than 50% young boys and girls. We are having this, every bank must be having the same thing. And in another 4 or 5 years, these persons are only going to be in the bank. We are all retiring, maximum 5 years. We are having our seniors to guide us even today. But the boys who have joined very recently, in another 5 years, their maximum age will be 32 years. The maximum exposure in the banking only will be maximum 6 to 7 years. And they are not having anybody in the system to guide them also. How this industry is going to survive. Perhaps these all will be an important problem for us. We must work on that. Another is the new pension scheme. New pension scheme already the government sector and railways. They all announced now. They already submitted their charter of demand to the government. That new pension scheme should be scrapped. The original new pension scheme should be there. And they told that before December it is not being done. Before November, they are going to stage a all India strike. They are going to do that. Now it is the right time for the banks also must join with that. It should be our immediate demand. Let us not wait. Let us not wait. Wage revision is over. We will wait up to 2017, November 2017. No, we cannot. Now the immediate requirement for safeguarding our youngster who join in the bank 50% and whose number is going to be 100% in another 5 years, who are going to be the pillars of this banking institution, our next immediate step should be joining with the other fighting forces who are fighting against the NPS. We have to do that. So friends, yes, we got it. We are going to get the arrears. All those things are there. Let us join towards officers organization to fight against all these causes, and we will emerge as a solid force. It is not that IBOC should feel that I should be part of the UABU. Our strength should be multiplied in such a way that all the other organizations should think that IBOC should be with me. That should be the posture we have to give it in the days to come, and I am sure the way in which you have gathered here, the confidence and the involvement you are showing in the trade union activities, days are not far off. IBOC only will be deciding the bank officers' interest in this country, not only bank officers' welfare, even the bank's welfare we are only going to decide. Thank you very much, friends, all the best.
Whereas ours is 23,700. But then 7th Pay Commission is going to come, again disparity will come, we will have to keep fighting, and that fighting has to continue. Comrade Manimaran was talking about Snapdeal, not only Snapdeal, again PayPal also State Bank has gone into agreement. Few days back somebody had sent a WhatsApp message. One lady, she has filed a petition in the court asking for a divorce, saying that this man cheated me, saying that he is a banker, and believing that I got married, he is not a banker. So that person, the judge is asking, how do you say he is not a banker? He says that, sir, last 1 week he was not coming home, only in the middle of the night he was coming, and when I asked, he says I was in the village conducting survey. Then the judge asked, is it so? Yes, sir. It is for the account opening we had to do, who are all not having account under the Jan Dhan. I was doing a survey. Then she said, sir, he said he is a banker, but he keeps on going around and asking for insurance policies. Then this man asked judge again, yes, is it so? Yes, we have an insurance scheme which we have to canvass, so I am doing that. Then the judge told, it seems that, I am sure, madam, he must be a banker because he always says, yes sir, yes sir. So tomorrow it will not be new. So if we are asked that Snapdeal or PayPal, they say that you have to deliver vegetables. So banker will go and deliver vegetables, that also can come. But for all this we have to be prepared. Today we need intellectual leadership. We should understand what is happening in the digital network, what changes are taking place, how to cope up. Yes, today we have that advantage in the rural area, which he was highlighting. Once payment bank and small bank comes, they will become competitor to you. Mudra is going to be a competitor to you. Then that advantage also you are going to lose. Today you don't have any competition in the rural area, semi-urban area. So all that we should also envision, and we have to prepare ourselves. And I am sure IBOC as a matured organization, a strong organization, will educate the membership, and the members are always there with the organization. Recently in a meeting, one of our past leaders mentioned that members are always with you. It is the responsibility of the leaders to lead. And that way we have a comrade who is a leader who led us in this wage negotiation, Comrade Ananda Kumar, starting from the preparation of the Charter of Demand, giving all inputs. At one point of time, even within the IBOC negotiating committee, we were feeling frustrated that the percentage of increase is not going up and award staff are not keen on 5-day banking. Even Mr. M.V. Murali, the convener, was saying that it is not our agenda, though it was there in their Charter of Dam. But as chairman of the negotiating committee, Comrade Ananda Kumar did so much of homework. He is a chartered accountant by qualification. So he did all that analysis and presented to the negotiating committee what structure we should bring in. And he also said that this time, much before the settlement took place, he told, in this time, the settlement, we are going to get more of allowances than of more basic. That is what it is moving towards. He could foresee things, and wherever mistakes were there, he will go into the details. The calculation, where IBA had gone wrong, he pointed out. Me and Comrade Ananda Kumar went and met Comrade Venkatachalam in his office. We had almost 2.5 hours of discussion. We told him that your calculation is wrong. When you say that 12.5% will be equal to 17.5%, it cannot be. He proved it with facts and figures, and CHP had to accept. So that kind of an input he could give, because of which today we could get a better basic pay than what was proposed by the IBA. We could get this special allowance with DA, which they were not willing to consider so much. The initial offer and the present one, there are tremendous changes which he will explain and we will learn from him. We have to understand the intricacies from him so that in the future wage revision, he will not be there in the 2017 wage revision. But we should equip ourselves, and with that we can face the next wage revision. So I request Comrade Ananda Kumar, rightly mentioned as architect of this wage revision, to address you.
I don't know, when I go back, I will go back safely, because I have been given so much of hype that I am the architect, I did these things, that things. Anyhow, comrades, it is my duty to explain the entire government of this bipartite joint note, which we ultimately signed yesterday at 11 o'clock in IBA office. Comrade Franco, President of State IBOC, Comrade Vijay Senans, State Secretary, leaders on the dais and off the dais, my dear militant comrades of AIBOC. First, let's salute to all of you. Why I am telling you is, comrade, in almost all the agitations, the presence of the AIBOC members are more in number than any other members. We are witness to it. I think you can clap more. We are witness to it. Yesterday I addressed a mammoth meeting at Mumbai. I was asked to stay back. Officers of Indian Overseas Bank. We were not able to get a hall. Subsequently we could manage a small, in a branch where there is a large, huge customer space. I explained to him in detail. Today I thought that I must share my thoughts to one and all. There were frequently asked questions. I will start from that. With regard to 2 days holidays, there are frequently asked questions with regard to arrears, when we are going to get arrears. That too, a press statement has come today from chairman of IBA that it will take 4 to 6 months. Right from morning, wake up call is, one of the member woke me up, sir, what is this? It came in the press. And also they say that for hours of it is going to be paid immediately. For officers it is going to take 4 to 6 months. I agree with Comrade Franco and Comrade Manimaran. Comrade, if at all we got this 15%, maybe it is a repetition which I am going to make. It is only because of AIBOC. It is only because of AIBOC. In today's press, when I was reading, they mentioned that IB offered 9%. All of you know IB offered only 5%. Only 5%. We went on agitation and it was improved by 0.5%. We withdrew that agitation, subsequent agitation. It is not 9%, never IB offered. The initial offer was only 5%. The most frequently asked question, and also we were in dilemma whether to sign the joint note, because we were expecting these 2 Saturdays off, 2nd and 4th Saturday from April 11th and 24th. We were discussing amongst us, if we sign a settlement, if they go back, what will happen? I said promptly, we have to go back on our understanding. As simple as that. Then the negotiating committee meeting, I was present inside, because we wanted to decide what to write in joint note which will bind IBA and the government to keep these 2 Saturdays off. In the meantime, members used to ask me, sir, these 2 Saturdays off is prospective or retrospective? Comrade, there is no retrospective because we already worked. So whether any compensation will be given, compensation package is 455 crores. Beyond that, nothing can be done. The first question he put to the chairman of negotiating committee with regard to these 2 days off. We got the reply, a solemn assurance from him. He said that IBA went with a proposal of 5 days banking. I agree with Comrade Manimal and Comrade Franco. We were pursuing this 5 days banking because members were keen to get 2 days holiday, then the percentage increase. Because they wanted rest and recuperation, because we have so much bogged down with work, with the computers, the CBS, and other things. He gave a very clarity on this. He said, we have taken up the proposal of 5 days banking to finance minister, the present finance minister. He was not in agreement with 5 days proposal. Alternatively, we have suggested 2 Saturdays, 2nd and 4th Saturdays off. He said, I am very comfortable with that. Then it seems they asked him, sir, can we sign an MOU on 23rd February with this clause? He said, go ahead, government will clear. This is the first step. After that, only they have signed an MOU. We feel that there should not be any hurdle from the government side. But still, we don't know. But finance minister has given a commitment and it will be honored. Then why the delay? The delay is because of the new generation private sector banks. They wanted to work on Saturdays and Sundays, 2 Saturdays, not Sundays, Saturdays, 2 Saturdays. They went to RBI, they said that we are going to open bank branches on those 2 Saturdays to take a competitive, to have a competitive edge, to corner the business of public sector bank. RBI was very, very clear that they have entered into an agreement. It is not the decision of the negotiating committee. It is not the decision taken between IBA and the negotiating committee. It is also a decision of management committee of IBA. Management committee consists of all chairmen. We will not go back on that. Then they wanted to limit a transaction. They said, no, you cannot open bank branches for public. If you want, you can do non-banking. Inside the branch, you do whatever you want to do. Then they got convinced that they went back. Then there is a process. They have to write to all the RRBs. The sponsored bank gave a commitment that they will also close on those 2 Saturdays. Innumerable number of cooperative banks, they got a commitment from their federation also that these 2 days they will observe holidays. After that, it took so much of time. After that, last week, RBI has given in principle clearance for those 2 Saturdays off. It has gone to ministry, and IBA is pursuing with the ministry to get it clear. After giving a solemn assurance, we thought that we must accept the views and sign the joint note with the proper wording. They are given a wording in the joint note. You also will go through. IBA has already issued a circular. IBA will pursue with the RBI and the government for these 2 days off, and after issuing the notification, this will come into force. Then, comrades, today a statement that arrears will not be paid. For our staff, once the settlement is signed, it is operative from the time it is signed. For officers, it has to be, officer service regulation has to be amended. Even the 9th bipartite service regulation yet to be amended, we are getting only by way of ad hoc. IBA has conveyed to us, before signing the settlement, we asked him how long it will take. Even after signing the settlement, we went and talked to IBA officials, how long it will take. They said that maximum, we will try to get the clearance from the government. And June salary will be the revised salary. If by chance you are not able to get the clearance, it may go to July salary, not beyond that. Today we saw, I was shocked. Then I checked with the Secretary General, Mr. Rajendran. He is from Indian Bank. I asked him, he said, any news from your chairman? He said that all of them went and represented to chairman to know what has really went wrong. He said that, Mr. Basin said that he has been misquoted by the press. I never said it, but it has been misquoted by the press. Probably, I don't know whether any corrections will come tomorrow. They are trying for a correction, probably from the chairman's desk. Otherwise, companies, be rest assured, arrears will be paid, new salary will be effective, hopefully from June. Otherwise, it will be from July. Beyond that, I don't think it will go. Yes, comrades, there is lots and lots of doubts. Lots and lots of things, whether this 15% is good enough for us. Because we have given a charter demand asking for a 30% increase, then came down to 25%, then to 23%, then we got stuck at 19.5%. Then came up to, then signed for 15%. Comrade, I will tell you, when Gyan Sangh was there, Chairman of State Bank of India, Chairperson of State Bank of India, has issued a press statement. It came that officers are poorly paid. Many of you might have read, I also read it. Mr. Arvind Singh, General Secretary of IBOC, he wrote an appreciation letter to Chairperson, Madam, you rightly understood that officers are poorly paid. That too, on the previous day, when Mr. Modi was to address all chairmen, the timing of your statement is also very perfect, because we are fighting for increase in salary revision, wage revision, and he used all adjectives and appreciated Chairperson. And he has marked a copy of this letter to Mr. Basin, Chairman of the IBA, the negotiating committee chairman, Mr. Rajiv Rishi, and all the negotiating committee members. The moment Mr. Basin saw this letter, he was going mad. He asked Chairperson, how come you make such an irresponsible statement? The two, we are in the middle of the agitation. Because we have to go on, first 7th was 1 day strike, we have to observe. Then we have to observe for 4 day strike. And then indefinite strike. That was the first notice we issued in the month of December. You know, comrade, what madam said? Yes, I made a statement, but press has misquoted my statement. They said that I only said that the salaries of EDs and chairmen were poorly paid when compared to the private sector bank, not with regard to the officers. She has said it. And same chairperson said, State Bank cannot pay more than 10%. Is it not, Franco? She said it. Of course, the same chairperson went and argued for 15%. That is another matter. IBA played a lot of games. They withdrew the mandate. It created a confusion in the minds of the bank. They said that you have to revisit the mandate. Never it happened in the past. It created a confusion in almost all the banks, and it created a confusion more in the private sector banks. Comrade, 11% offer which was given, and we got stuck in 11% offer for more than 1.5 years. More than 1.5 years. I happened to be there in Central Labour Commissioners meeting reconciliation proceedings on January 4th at Delhi in presence of Chief Labour Commissioner. It was a very serious meeting. From IBA said Mr. Tangsali and Mr. Unikrishan, both of them have come. All the leaders of UOB also we were present. The Chief Labour Commissioner made a statement, how long I will listen 11%. It cannot be tolerated, it cannot be accepted. Please call the associations and unions for a discussion and go beyond 11% and settle the issue. And I don't want to give a closure report. And he directed IBA to call for negotiating committee meeting. Next day, 5th, evening 4 o'clock, a negotiating committee meeting was convened. And from 11% they went up to 12.5%. We are not happy about it. We are not happy about it. The strike was withdrawn in the last minute. I don't want to go into the details. Because they said that 7th January strike was withdrawn because they said that they will not reopen the mandate. Whatever mandate given holds good. But again, we issued a strike notice to go on strike in the month of February, 4 days, which will have the effect of closing down the banks for 6 days. And also reiterated the indefinite strike on March 16th. On 23rd, they convened a negotiating committee meeting. Comrade Harvinder asked me what should be the strategy. I said, sir, please don't talk of percentage. You only talk of quantum. I convinced him, sir, please ask for 6,147 crores. That is the amount which we got, that is the amount which is equivalent to the last wage revision. They started discussing on quantum. IPA jumped from 3,665 crores to 4,500 crores. It works out to 14.28%. We are not happy about it. There is a lot of persuasion with the support of State Bank chairperson, Bank of India chairperson, because that day many management committee consists of chairmen were present. They said that we will talk to IBA chairman. They went and talked to IBA chairman, and IBA chairman has agreed to increase it to 15%, and MOU was drawn. The 2% load, which they were discussing on many times, suddenly it was found place in the MOU that it will be, basic pay will be loaded by 2% with a monetary cap of 597 crores. IBOC took a position that they will not sign an MOU with 2% load. By the time, out of 9 UOB constituents, 4 UOB constituents are already signed. Finally, it came to, it was tested on IBOC. That IBOC signed it reluctantly with an assurance that you must give another allowance, a new allowance, that allowance should attract DA. They gave us all an assurance that it will be given as an allowance which will attract DA, and finally the MOU was signed. Comrade, with 2% load, with 590 to the basic pay and DA, basic pay and DA, and 597 crores for the industry, of which IBOG share, officers' organization share is around 314 crores. We are not able to construct any pay scale, worthwhile pay scale. We were breaking our head. People used to ask, Mr. Maiman asked me, what is going to be the scale? You tell me what is the scale. How this 2% is going to be loaded? It is not 2% on basic pay alone, it is 2% on basic pay and DA. We are not able to draw the scales. 23,222 is with the merger, at the merger point. We were breaking our head. I was just going through the MOU. I have found out a catch in that MOU, which says that after merger point of 4,440 points or at 60.1%, the DA will merge with the basic pay. And the new scales will be drawn as on 31st March 2012 with a load of 2%, amounting to around 597 crores. I immediately started constructing pay scale as on 31st March. If I start constructing pay scales, it gives a better pay scales. I will tell you, I don't want to go into nitty-gritty. The DA as on March was 10.9%, 1.90% after merger. The DA as on November was 10.90%. If you construct pay scale as on November, we have to add more towards DA. Out of 314 crores, more than 110 crores, 108 crores are going towards DA. Only 200 crores comes towards basic pay. With 200 crores with basic pay, the loaded to the basic pay is only 1.28% or 1.3%. Rest is going towards DA. If you load it as of March, we could able to load at 1.90% to basic pay, as high as 1.95%. One day evening we went and sat with IB officials after the negotiating committee meeting. I explained to IB officials, sir, we want you to honor your MOU. MOU says that you have to construct scales as of 31st March 2012. They said, no, as per the prospectus, always it should be 1/11/2012, as 1st November 2012, or 1st November every settlement. Then I told him, this is hitting us, and you cannot construct a pay scale, nor I can construct a pay scale. You have to go for 31st March. Then they asked me, what is the hitch in that? I conveyed to him. Comrade, you won't believe, IB has gone mad that day. They took more time to give the pay scales, to construct the pay scales. Finally, when they gave the pay scales, they loaded entire 313 crores towards basic pay. That means they loaded almost 2% towards the almost 1.9% at the starting level of basic pay. And the starting basic pay was 23,630 rupees was the scales they offered to us. We are not happy about the scales. We wanted to know how the scales were done for our staff. They have shown the scales. We said that we have found out that for our staff, 2% exclusively on basic pay was loaded, right from the first stage to the last stage, 2%. For officers, they have loaded 1.90% at starting level, and it goes on, comes down at every level up to scale 3. From scale 4 onwards it goes up, but N level it was somewhere around 3.98%. We said that we will not accept this particular thing. 2% you should load. When you loaded 2% for our staff, you should load 2% for officers also in basic pay. They said that yes, we will try to rework the scales. When they are trying to rework the scales, it goes beyond 313 crores. IBA said that 313 crores is sacrosanct. This is your share for loading the basic pay and DA. This 313 crores I have loaded only to basic pay. So I cannot go beyond this. This is a structure. Whole day we fought. On last Thursday, Then we came back. Then a call came from Arvinder. Again they are calling us on Saturday to discuss the pay scales. Always I used to go in the morning flight. I used to time it in such a way that Arvinder lands, Sudarshan lands, all three of us go in a car. In the car we used to discuss, pump in more information. And told Mr. Arvinder, sir, we have to break this thing, we have to go beyond 2%. And I also conveyed to him, any point of time, any scales, any stage, officers should not get vis-a-vis our stuff less in increment. We have found that at 3 stages, 3 increment stage, our staff increments are 5 rupees or 10 rupees more than officers increment. Then I told Mr. Arvinder, I told the officers organization, this cannot be accepted. If it is going to create an anomaly vis-a-vis our staff, let us convey to whether we are not going to sign the settlement. Then negotiation started. We presented our scales. We said that is it that in 3 stages increments of our staffs are more than the officers? They have not checked. We have checked it. They brought the scales. They said yes, 3 stages it is going to be more than officers, more than the our staff. Officer increment is less than the our staff. Our staffs are getting more. Immediately Mr. Arvind said, sir, we will not sign the settlement. It is creating an anomaly. Again the 318 crores was conveyed to us. We will not cross these 300 crores. Arvind said the 2% load you have to make it to the basic pay. It is not negotiable. 597 crores you have mentioned is around 597 crores. You can breach these 597 crores. That can be done. IBF people went out of the negotiation room. Around 1:30, the chief executive of IBA came and said, your point is well taken. We are reworking the scales. We are reworking the scales. We will give you the scales after rationalizing the increment, other things. Then after they gave the scales, 313 crores was broken. The 2% loaded to basic pay NDA subject to MSF of 314 crores was broken. In the end, they reconstructed the scales with a starting scale of 23,700 rupees. And the 310 crores has gone up by 340 crores. And both put to the basic pay NDA, it is around 517.30 crores for officers alone. For officers alone, 517.30 crores. The load of 2% which was mentioned in MOU was broken, and we have loaded around 3.16% on basic pay and DA, amounting to 517 crores. This has given a respectable, I won't say best scales, a respectable scale, starting scale and end scale. And in the process, we ensure 2% is loaded from scale first stage to last stage. First stage is around 2.01%. It goes on in fourth stagnation point comes to 1.99%, only one stage. Again it goes up to 2.03, 2.04. End level it was 2.08%. We have not done anything, whereas they have made bigger scales for the top level. We said that we have rationalized the scale. This has given some sort of satisfaction that we could be able to convince the IPA and give us the good scale, pay scale. That is a starting point of discussion. Then they say that HRA. There are so many items came in WhatsApp. 2% for basic pay, 7% for HRA, 6% for CCA. And many of the executives started firing us. What is this settlement? I am going to get lesser amount. How come 7% can be loaded to HRA? IB also very keen to load 3%, not 7%, 3% on HRA. They gave the pay scales, distribution sheet. From 8.5%, they hiked it to 11.5%. They said that we will not alter this. Then we took a position. At the time, Mr. Sudarshan said, sir, you are tying our hands. You are tying our legs. You are asking us not to speak. With 2%, you already hit us very badly. With HRA, you are going to hit us again very badly. HRA amount is not negotiable. We are not going to increase even 0.05%. Your 11%, 11.5% has to come down. Immediately, the chairman got wild and started walking. At the time, I interviewed and conveyed to him, sir, last time, it was one of the best settlement with second option for pension. With second option for pension. But still today, people are carrying, there is dissatisfaction between the pension OP and PFOP in the form of arrears. So, now if you are going to load 3% on HRA, there will be a dissatisfaction between HRA and non-HRA. Ultimately, though you are going to sign a settlement, it is going to carry ill feeling amongst us. Then I conveyed to him, sir, our understanding is 15% on pay slip. Everybody should get uniform increase. If you want, HRA people can get little more than that. Already they are getting because of the merger of basic pay. The per capita increase per member has to be 15 or more. It cannot be 12% or 11% for non-HRA, 15% or more for person getting HRA. He got a point. He conveyed to IBA officials, please discuss with them. Try to arrive at some sort of a solution. Then we came out, we discussed. Then they came down from 11.5% to 10%. Then CCA we wanted to give something. Last time CCA we have frozen it. This time they want to give something more to CCA. They have given some amount, 900 rupees initially they offered, then reduced to 870. Then all these things were over. We were now breaking our head how to reduce this HRA amount. Then came this allowance, special allowance. Comrade, it is only ABOC who demanded that whatever not loaded to basic pay should be given by your special allowance. We asked for grade allowance or a commercial banking allowance, but they gave us a special allowance. And that allowance should attract DA. People were laughing at us. How allowance can attract DA? Only basic pay will attract DA. Maybe professional qualification pay, FPP they frozen that DA component. Comrade, the IBA proposal was fixed quantum.